Hello and welcome to this video of an unboxing and how to use the Guitar Cleaning Kit Pro from Shaevle. Those kind people recently reached out to me and sent me this box of goodies which has got all sorts of stuff for cleaning your guitar in. I'll also show you how I get this dazzling shine on each of the frets in just a few moments. You might have seen on my channel, I've got quite a successful, I'm very pleased to report, guitar cleaning video. I'll link to that as well in this, and I used various products in that. But this is an all new thing that I've not seen before. We'll have a good look at this. We'll open it up together. As you can see, it's still sealed, so I've not seen what's in the box. We'll do this in real time so you can see exactly what's in here and basically how it works, etc. We'll find it out together. I've done lots of guitar cleaning in my time, so it's nice to have something a bit fresh and a bit new. I've got an Epiphone Les Paul Special 2 on my workbench today. This one's pretty grimy. It's a very nice guitar. You might know from looking at some of my videos if you've seen them before. I do love these guitars. I think they're an unsung hero, but they are also very popular guitars. So enough of that. Let's get into the box. It's actually it feels like quite a sturdy box. It's not terribly expensive, this stuff. Links in the description below, and you'll be able to source your own one, I'm sure, at your favorite emporium. I believe I'll probably have an Amazon link or something. So there we are. This is looking pretty nice. I'll pop this open. And I mean, I'm used to using stuff from like Dunlop or D'Addario, etc. Ooh, but here we go. We'll start off, we've got a little brush that comes in there, which looks quite nice. I suppose that's for getting some grime off as you go, probably just those loose bits and pieces so you don't scratch your finish. Particularly useful if you're working on a Gibson or something. Fret polish, so that should be pretty handy. And we have, okay, so we've got, this looks to me like probably like a cutter for your strings. So you can see one of the old strings here. How easy is it to cut with this? Well, I mean, that was instant. And this is obviously going to be your string tuner winder to get your strings off nice and quickly. And here's the string winder in action on the guitar, which needs some serious cleaning. So it works very, very easily. It's super easy to turn, actually. There you go. And it's already done. Ah, and I think I've just spotted here, this little thing is particularly useful from my perspective, but this looks like a little thing to help take the knobs off your guitar, etc. So yeah, that's it, I reckon. So it's literally just edged under the knob and I just pulled it off. Bang. Let's have a look in the rest of this box. Ooh, all sorts of stuff. So we have guitar gloss wax. Let's open this bag up and see what we've got. So we've got guitar gloss wax. Very nice looking. It's actually, that's a lot. There's a lot in there, 120 milliliters. Normally all these bottles are quite small, but that's quite a lot of wax. String cleaner and conditioner, super. And we do also have Fingerboard Lemon Oil. I was just running out, so that's great to have some of that. And what else do we have in this? Quite a lot of stuff in this box. It's a nice little box. Shaevle cleaning cloths. There we go, very nice. And even a little bit of masking tape to mask up your frets, I suppose, when you're using this fret polish. So without further ado, really what I want to try and do most of all is probably actually clean the fretboard more than anything. That's really what this particular guitar needs. So I think what we'll do is actually we'll take the brush first, I reckon. See what that looks like. So here's the brush. Looks rather good. And I mean, really, I suppose they want you to sort of brush over the fretboard a bit, get any loose debris off there. Okay, so here we've got the Fingerboard Lemon Oil. Now what I'll do is, in fact, I think what I'm going to do is, I don't really want to absolutely destroy these nice, rather lovely looking cloths. So I've got just a piece of old cloth, frankly. It doesn't matter. For doing your fretboard, it doesn't matter. Like this is a rosewood fretboard. Small caveat for you maple fretboard owners, I would just use a damp cloth. So a little bit of water on a cloth and that's all you need. I'm just getting a little bit of this on there. I'll put a dab on here as well. And I'll just work at it a little bit. And it probably should come out looking a lot nicer. I mean, You can't feel it, but it feels awful at the moment. This it's really ingrained with grime. So, you know, something like this is super helpful. And to be fair, it's actually making the frets look nice too. It's making them really, really nice, those frets, in the process, actually, as a byproduct. And you can probably see some of that grime come off. Really, really gross stuff. So, I mean, it does work very nicely. And it's actually making those frets shine very well. So, I mean, ideally, in an ideal world, you should probably leave that for a few minutes. But for the sake of the video, so that you can see kind of how it's looking, I will just do that quickly. So I mean, it was so much grime, so it's just loosened it up, and it's just slimed off pretty easily. I'll just lift that up there. You can see, I think, looks very nice. Looks very nice. Just in that very, very literally seconds worth of time, that's already made a very, very critical difference into how the fretboard looks. If you want to go the extra mile, obviously it's time to use the fret polish, which is quite heavy duty stuff, I believe. So I would definitely mask up the frets. Luckily, it does actually come, this kit, with some masking tape. So I would say gently sort of apply some of that to your fretboard, so that you can actually just access the metal frets themselves, because you don't want any of this stuff actually getting onto your fretboard, because I believe it is quite strong stuff, so you don't want it actually touching your fretboard per se. Now, they advise as well also to either potentially you could put it straight onto the cloth, or you can just apply it to the fret itself. So I'm going to show you how I normally would do it, and we'll just go from there. I'll do it in quick time for the sake of the video. But basically, this actually isn't a spray. You may or may not know that it actually does have a brush. It's almost like almost looks like Tipex or something, if you know what that is. So just brush some of that on there. Now, ordinarily you might leave that a minute or two to do its thing, but it's basically eating away all of that horrible dirt that might be on there. So you can see that that's got a nice coverage now. And you just take a cloth basically, and you just essentially, all you need to do is wipe it off. So you can just do it like that, and you should have a very nice looking fret underneath. You can actually see that. I mean, that looks pretty shiny. It seems to have acted pretty quickly. I think it's yeah, it looks like it's good stuff, that. But yeah, I would say use it very gently, and don't go too over. I mean, you can actually see, look at the gross stuff that's come off that fret. Look at that. Look how shiny that is. That's actually pretty impressive. I'm impressed myself. So yeah, you can see it next to the other fret. That looks kind of dull. This one is quite dull looking, and then suddenly that one, wow, the polish on that. I am surprised, pleasantly surprised. So there you go, it does work, good stuff, but be careful using it. So let's have a look at the guitar gloss wax as well. The body is actually a bit dusty and musty and crusty. It's a well-used guitar, this, much loved, but I think what we'll do is use a bit of the guitar gloss wax on there. Now, I would caveat some of this. If you are working with a Gibson, something with a nitro finish, for example, I would be incredibly delicate with your finish on your guitar itself. Something like just the brush would be enough, and you should do it very, very delicately indeed. Give that a bit of a spray. Not too much, I think they say. And use a different part of the cloth. Obviously, you don't want all that lemon oil and stuff interfering. And yeah, you can see, maybe, I think you can see how dusty and gross it is in there, and then compare that to this part here, which is really looking nice. There we are. So yeah, that works very, very well indeed as well, and just gets all that gross stuff off. I think by the time you've used all of this and you've spent the time and effort on just making the guitar feel and look that much better, I think it's going to be a much more pleasing experience to play the guitar, frankly. Here's the string cleaner and conditioner. I've in the past used all sorts of different things to keep my strings in nice condition. This should prevent corrosion, so all you do is take a bit of a cloth like this, spray a bit on. Obviously you can use one of their cloths, or I've just got something here, and just wipe up and down is the way I would do it. And you know, these are new strings, so they're not exactly in desperate need of cleaning and corrosion proofing at this stage, at the newness of the life. But I would say that if you keep doing this after each session of playing, that's what I tend to do at the moment with what I use, and I'm going to start doing it with this just to see how it works. But you know, it feels quite nice, and it certainly makes the strings feel smooth and slick to play up and down. So yeah, cool. So yeah, really, really nice stuff. If you like all this content, like this video, please do like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.